Hey, Pat McCardle with Polaris here, back for another episode of Shop Talk. We're kicking it up a notch today with the Turbo R we got in the shop, and we're covering all things performance. So we're going to talk a little bit about the engine, a little bit about the gearing, brakes, a few things like that, and we're really going to explain kind of where it fits in the lineup. You know, who is it that wants a Turbo R versus a Pro R, maybe versus a Pro XP we talked in the last couple episodes. So with that, let's get into this Turbo R. So, is a Turbo R or Pro R better for me? Well, if you live back east and you got tighter trails and you want something that's a little more agile and nimble, the shorter wheelbase on the Turbo R is actually nicer than the Pro R for a lot of people. When you get out west where it's kind of wide open territory, you know, some people just don't need the huge power of the Pro R. The 181 horse ProStar Turbo on this that's tuned for those, you know, 20 to 50 mile an hour trail conditions is actually really nice, and it does a great job putting a smile on your face at a heck of a price point. All right, let's dive into performance on the Turbo R. So the first thing we've got here is the ProStar turbo motor. Refer back to episode 1 when we did a deep dive on this to get all the nitty-gritty details about how we make that awesome power delivery out of this 2-cylinder 925. As we move to the front of the vehicle, this has actually got a huge radiator in it. We grafted the Pro R radiator down to the Turbo R. So for the size of the vehicle, a little bit of extra weight, this thing's got a great cooling package on it to keep you riding even when the weather's plenty hot outside. All right, so we just filmed all this, but we realized, hey, it might be way easier just to take a wheel off and show you guys what the heck's going on with the brakes. So you can see the nice stainless brake lines coming down to this wheel end here. You got this huge top hat rotor design, so you can really see where the aluminum portion is riveted to the disc. You can see just how thick that brake disc is. These are the thickest discs we put on a RZR, about 8 millimeters wide. You can see the 3 pistons of the caliper on the cutouts on this side. They actually, come in from the other. But overall, this is like the best brakes that we've ever put on a machine. It actually is the same brakes that a Pro R gets, but since the Turbo R is lighter, when you get into that, the binder pedal, it's actually going to slow down a little bit faster because you got a lighter weight vehicle here. Overall, like the balance front to rear is really, really good, so you get nice neutral braking feel. So when you're coming in hard and you get on the brakes, you don't have to worry about them, like kicking out the back end on you. You get a nice even feel front and rear. And even as you try to heat that brake system up, like that fluid, we do a really good job dissipating the heat out with those stainless lines. You don't have to worry about those bulging. And the aluminum on the rotor here can actually strip some of the heat out of that system and help dissipate it away. So overall, it also pulls some weight out in that area. So instead of this whole thing being steel like you might find on your car or truck, you got a nice lightweight aluminum center section and only the steel where you need it on the disc. Overall, this is probably the favorite machine I have when it comes to brakes, because anytime I need to push on that pedal, I know they're gonna be there ready and super consistent every time I hit them. So the other thing you see me leaning on are these huge 32-inch Maxxis Rampage Fury tires. Beautiful thing about these, they're gonna give you a great ride quality. They're pretty durable. And the nice thing is they're gonna contribute to the huge 16 inches of ground clearance on this Turbo R, which is gonna let you, get up and over those rocks and other trail obstacles that are in your way. All right, so the next thing we want to talk about on the Turbo R is the 96-inch wheelbase. So if you think center of the front rim here, going back to the middle of the hub here in the back, you got 96 inches on this 2-seater and 125 on the 4-seater. So what does that actually do for you? Well, it's going to make this machine feel really lightweight and nimble. So if you've ever been in a Pro XP, you got an identical wheelbase to what you have on that machine, which is about 8.5 inches shorter than a Pro R. So when you're getting into tight terrain or twisty things, or you want to get, pop up and over something with having a nice, short, compact unit, this wheelbase is actually fantastic for that type of riding. All right, so coming down to the back end of the vehicle, you can see the transmission here behind the motor. One of the awesome things about the gearbox on this is that we've got a super deep low gear setup on this rig. So when you couple that low gear with the Dynamics DV system, you get a fantastic ability to do really technical terrains like rock crawling. We'll get into the Dynamics DV in a future episode, so stay tuned for more there. The other nice thing you can see here in the back is the mechanical water pump. So we actually have upgraded this for higher flow on the Turbo R to be able to handle the little bit heavier vehicle. So you couple that upgraded water pump with the bigger radiator, this has got a great cooling package. So overall, when we're talking performance on the Turbo R, right, we talked engine, that beautiful 20 to 50 mile an hour calibration that we've got for really that corner to corner performance. That nice nimble 96-inch wheelbase that we've got to keep you railing through the corners. We went through ground clearance, tire size, tons of info on brakes, talked about gearing. Overall, the Turbo R is a fantastically performing machine, and I hope you guys get a chance to get out and try one yourselves. Make sure you click to like and subscribe and leave us a few comments below for what you want to see in future episodes of Shop Talk.